Hey Tubies, this is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with all of you. Well, I tell you, I got some major stuff going on and I'm very excited. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you for your patience as I deal with my allergies. A lot of you have been writing letters. I'm still getting well. I'm still not over it, but I'm getting better. At least I can breathe today. I've had some breathing problems, which is not cool. But anyways, I'm here and I'm alive, and we're going to try to do some messages today. So I want to say thank you for all your wonderful letters and your prayers and your support, and thanks for your patience. Anyways, we're going to have a second video coming up here a little later today. It's about a major media appearance Psychic Bob did. Yeah, there's a company, you guys can check them out, called IJ Review. There's their card. And it stands for Independent Journal Review, and their website is ijreview.com. I'll put the link here down below. Anyways, you know, Psychic Bob's always the man about town and on the scene, and as many of you know, I live here in Washington, D.C. area, so, you know, I'm in the midst of all the political drama, and even though I try to stay out of politics, sometimes I foray into that area. Well, anyways, IJ Review contacted me, and they said, Psychic Bob, we want you to tell us about the presidential election that's coming up. And I thought, well, you know what? I think it'd be interesting to take a look at that. So they invited me down to their studios and did a filmed interview. And I believe it's going to be up on the net today. So go to ijreview.com, and you'll see, look for the presidential election predictions video. And Psychic Bob got a wonderful interview. I tell you, they're so nice down there. Anyways, I'm going to do a whole separate video about that experience, but just go look it up, okay? Anyways, here we are. It's time for messages from the spirit world. And before we get into that, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay. My old spirit guide, Fletcher's back here, and he says hello. Our first letter tonight is from Green Man, and Green Man writes from over on Instagram. Hi, Green Man. Thanks for reaching out to me. He says, Psychic Bob, does my crush know that I like him? And does he like me? You know, Green Man, right now I have to tell you, I do think that this person is aware of your attraction. I pick up around them an energy that they're curious, but they're not sure they're ready for a relationship. I get around them some energy as if they're still dealing with some hurt. But I feel like you would be a good person to be a friend to them. And right now I would start with the friendship. And I feel like once you bridge that friendship gap here, that I think they'll start to open up to you. And I do feel that they will start to develop feelings for you. Right now, I'll be honest, I don't pick up that they're madly in love with you, but they're not madly in love with anybody. But I do feel that, you know, as we move forward here over the summer, I do feel there's an opportunity for you to kind of get to know them and help them come into a place of healing and blessing, and I think you'd be wonderful for that. So my word is, don't rush it, take it slow, and let's see where it goes. But I have a good feeling about this, and I like them very much, and I feel it would be a very good partnership. Blessings to you. Hope that helps. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Raven Cruz. And Raven Cruz writes, Psychic Bob, do I have a spirit guide? Are there any messages for me? Hi, Raven Cruz. You know, I get around you, spirit guide, Mary Magdalene. She's actually working with you. You actually had a previous life during the time of Christ, and I do believe you knew her personally. You were a friend of hers. And she is, as one of your guides, is working with you. And what's interesting is I keep hearing another voice talking to me saying, travel, travel. So it looks like there's some opportunities coming up here for you for travel. What's interesting is I get world travel, like I get connection around Italy, possibly Spain, some world travel here for you. And I would say be open to that. I feel like this next year for you is a lot of growth, and Mary Magdalene is going to help you with that, okay? So you call on her. Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Neil for James. And they write, say goodbye, do I have a spirit guide or any messages from the spirit world? Hi, Neil for James. Yeah, you know, everybody, first of all, let me say everybody has guides. There's not one person on earth that doesn't have a guide, because we, you know, that's part of the deal. We come down here, but we get help to be here. So you have a number of guides, actually. The ones that I pick up around you right now, I'm getting two in particular. One is a Native American spirit. I believe the name is Black Elk. I get Black Elk around you, and I also get another spirit around you. This is an ancient sorcerer. I hear the name Antares around him, Antares. And it looks like Antares is connected to one of your other past lives. You've had a past life as a Native American, and also another past life in the Middle Ages where you studied magic. But Antares is working with you now because you're in a place of kind of a crossroads here with learning. And they keep talking about keep learning. It looks like some education issues are coming up around here. So I want you to invoke Antares, because Antares will help you with academic studies, but also I feel there's a spiritual study coming here for you. And as we get around August, September, that's where I'm picking up the spiritual studies getting really strong. Okay? Hope that helps. Blessings to you. Thanks for writing. Pardon me, guys, my voice is going. Our next letter is from Space Case. I love that name. Now, this is an interesting letter. Space Case, where it says, say goodbye. Scientists are discovering that everything in the universe alternates. You are basically here only half the time. Every atom flicks on and off, but so fast that you don't even realize it. My question is, where are we the other half of the time? Well, that's really deep. And second question, do I have any psychic gifts, and how can I develop them? You know, that's very interesting. I've been doing some reading about quantum physics also, and that does seem to be true. Now, what's interesting, the scientists are now starting to say that they believe there's a possibility there could be a parallel universe. Well, gosh, haven't we psychics been saying that for years? It's called the spirit world. And so really that's where you are. You know, we have within ourselves we're kind of like split personalities. I said we have our earthly self, and then we have our higher self. Our higher self is our spirit that remembers all our lives, connects to God, but that higher self oftentimes is veiled once we put on the body. So when you say, where are we the other half of the time? Really, we're in that parallel dimension. We are in the spirit world. So all of us, even though sometimes we forget it, we're really very connected to the other side. So that's where we are. Our higher self regulates our journey here and our reality. So when we're not here, we're there. And in fact, many people at night actually leave their bodies and go back. And a lot of you are writing now and saying you remember leaving your body at night. And that's where you are. You're in the spirit world. Now, as for psychic gifts, excuse me, one of the gifts that I do pick up around you is what we call a clairsentience. Clairsentience means you feel things. Doesn't necessarily connect with logic, but it's an instant knowing. It's like you can go somewhere and just know something. Like you might walk into a store you've never been in, but you know suddenly that there was a flood there 5 years ago and the store owner went almost bankrupt. Now, you never heard it, don't even know the people. That's what we call clairsentience. It's a knowing, it's an infused knowledge. That's one of your gifts. And how do you develop that? What you want to always do, especially when you think about psychic gifts, is you've got to meditate every day. Just take a few minutes, center yourself, and then ask. We always have to give permission to the spirit world. If we want them to help us, we have to tell them that we need their help. Because, it's like Star Trek, the Prime Directive. They won't intervene unless we give them permission. So you want to give your guides and angels permission and ask for the spirit people to be around you. And then, you sit and you meditate and you ask. I would keep a journal and write down impressions that you get. You might hear a name. Like your guide might tell you his name, you might hear a voice, you might just have a flash or an image. Don't judge how the information comes, but accept it, write it down, keep a record, and you'll start to see how Spirit communicates with you. You know, Spirit communicates with everybody a little differently. So the way I receive messages might be different than the way you receive it. And that's okay. All right. So anyways, thank you for your question. I love that. But meditate, ask, you'll start to make the connection. Okay, our next letter is Angelo Adrian. It says, "Thank you, Bob. I'm in the process of publishing my first novel. Yay, congratulations. Will my books be a big success?" You know, Angelo, you have around you a lot of blue light. And when I see blue light around somebody, that definitely means communicator energy, communicator power. I do feel like you're going to be successful with these books. I would encourage you to keep going. I have to tell you, probably next year in 2016, I feel there's a different publisher that you're working with. I'll be honest, the first book may be a little slow to get recognized. Don't worry. It's just a warm-up. Keep writing, keep creating, and I do see success for you. Embrace blue light. Meditate on it, draw it to you, and that'll help your communicator energy. You can even visualize your books being surrounded by blue light before you release them. That'll help people be drawn to them. Okay? Good questions. Blessings to you. Keep me posted. Next letter is from Liz Griffin, and she writes, "Say, Bob, any messages from my guides? Also, please write a book about the other side." You know, Liz, I've been getting a lot of questions since my video on how to deal with ghosts to write a book about the other side. And I think that's going to be my next book. So thank you. I'm hearing you guys, and I'm trying to respond. By the way, I'll have another video coming up a little later. I do have a new book out, will be coming out. I haven't officially announced the release yet, but we'll have that. Anyways, I'll get back to you on that. Thank you. Now, anyways, Liz, to answer your question, yeah, I do pick up around you a number of people. One of your guides is, you have actually some angels around you. One of them is Archangel Michael. He's one of your spirit people. And he seems to be a guardian for you because it looks like right now you're stepping into kind of a new role. There seems to be an energy of new authority around you. And I do feel like Michael is spurring you on and protecting you. I also get another spirit guide around you here. This feels like it's somebody connected to, like, it would be like a medieval times. I get a wizard around you. It's not Merlin, but he's very much like Merlin. And the name I want to place around him, Fletcher's giving me the name here. His name is William. William, they call him William the Silver. And that was his name, William the Silver. He's one of your spirit guides. And he's working with you to also embrace your connection to your past lives where you had a lot of psychic and magical gifts. And I keep getting around you like explorations in magic. So I feel like this year you're going to start to do some studies or expand your studies in mystical subjects. So William the Silver, who's is like a wizard guide, is working with you. Okay, and you've got Archangel Michael also. So you get a lot of transition here, but I do see it going very, very well for you. May even be an issue connected to a move. I get a housing change here also, perhaps a little later, closer to the fall. So if that doesn't happen this year, it'll be early next year. So not to worry, but it all looks very, very positive for you. Okay, a lot of growth, a lot of blessing. Thanks for writing. Excuse me, guys. Listen, that's all I'm going to be able to do today. But thank you for being here. I love you guys. I'm going to put out another video a little later on independent journal review. I hope you guys will go there, watch my interview. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to do another, as I said, another video more about that. But definitely go to ijreview.com. And I hope you'll enjoy seeing that. So thanks for being here, guys. And keep it here for my video. Next video will be coming up. And, of course, you know next week we'll also have another Messages from the Spirit World.